Now to the great mankini scandal. Three-time Olympic equestrian Shane Rose has been cleared of wrongdoing, and that decision has only just come through in the last hour or so, for wearing an orange I don't know why we said orange, but it was an orange mankini during a fancy dress jumping event last weekend at Wallaby Hill in the Southern Highlands. There he is. A complaint was registered with Equestrian Australia. An investigation took place into the cheeky attire chosen for this fancy dress event, and that's really important to point out. It was a fancy dress event. If he had not been cleared, it could have cost him a spot at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And Shane Rose joins us now from Warrumbe, southwest of Sydney. Shane, g'day. So this news has only just come through. How does it feel to be a cleared man?
Yeah, no, it feels great, actually. I was always hopeful, but when there's something hanging over that you have no control over, it can be quite stressful. But to get the news, it's great. You know, the intention was always to have a bit of fun at a fancy dress to get back to that, I think it's great.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so take us back to that day, because you wore a couple of outfits on the day, and what was the purpose of it?
Yeah, so it's the first opportunity we get to go out and get the horses out for a new season. There's a couple of official classes before and after, but the main attraction is the event where it's an unofficial event, which is just a fancy dress. Costume event, jumping over some jumps. And yeah, so I wore three costumes on the day. One, a Homer Simpson's character, the Duff Beer Man. I don't mind a beer in the afternoon, I don't drink spirits, so it's quite apt for me. And then the instigation of this was a good friend of mine who's our team vet. He's a Greek man, and he's quite a hairy man. He's worn a mankini out before, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to go in the competition dressed as him. You know, I had Zorba the Greek in the background music, and dressed in a hairy suit with a mankini on. And I thought, well, being true to my word, I can't go and impersonate someone if I'm not willing to do the same myself. And so there it was.
Well, was it a bit painful?
Yes, no, definitely. I've not worn a G-string before, and I probably won't again. It's not the most comfortable attire. And then when you add the difficulties of then riding a horse as well, not something I would recommend, but it was a bit of fun for the people watching, I think, in the whole.
Yeah, for an Olympian, you looked a little awkward as you were riding around. So what do you think of the fact that it got to the stage where there was this investigation?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most disappointing thing, is that someone can remain nameless and put in a complaint, one person, and it can get to this. It's disappointing. I understand Equestrian Australia, once an official complaint has been made, they have to go through a process. I understand the process that what happened had to happen. It's disappointing it got to that, but it's great to know that it's behind me, and I can really focus on preparing as best as I can for the Paris Games, which is only a few months away now.
Yeah. You might have been cleared, but I love this part of the Equestrian Australia statement this afternoon where they find no breach of conduct. But one of the recommendations is for Equestrian Australia to work with clubs and stakeholders to assess minimum dress standards for future events. So I don't think we're going to see the mankini again.
Yeah, no, well, potentially not. So good that it's happened once, I think. Look, I can understand, and potentially that's probably the biggest issue, is that, you know, I didn't breach any laws or rules because there were none, and as I said, it's an unofficial fun class. We were trying to have a bit of fun, and as I said, most people did enjoy the spectacle of I guess brought more the shock that I was willing to do it than anything.
And I was hoping we might have it hanging in the background or something for this interview. But where is it? Where is this mankini that's brought the sport of equestrian more media coverage than it's ever had before?
Yeah, so it's my truck's it's in. I have a caravan section in the front of my horse truck, and it's as quick as I could get it off, it came off, and I got dressed into more appropriate clothes for the next classes, and it stayed there. And this morning we had to take the truck in for a registration inspection, and it's in at the mechanic. So hopefully they don't go into the living room. Of the truck and find it wherever it may be sitting.
It might have to end up in the Equestrian Hall of Fame. And how are the Olympic preps going?
Yeah, no, look, I'm really, really pleased with the way my preparation's going. The horse that I'm hoping to take, Virgil, he's very experienced. He's an older horse, very unlike the one you see in the video there. She's only just starting her education, this young horse, or these horses. But he's an older horse, and he's feeling in as good a shape as he has for years. Really, really looking forward to the next couple of months. Hopefully, the event in New Zealand in a couple of weeks goes really well, and we can really get that behind us, and then prepare and as best as we can, and hopefully be a part of the Australian team winning another medal for the country at the Games.
Yeah, indeed. We'll be right behind you, no pun intended. And Shane, by all reports, you're someone who's done so much for the sport over the years, so I'm so glad that this has ended this way, and good luck in Paris.
Yeah, no, thanks very much. It's a great sport, and happy to help where I can. And if I can get to the Games and do us proud, I'll be there.
Just no
with bells on.
mankinis.
Maybe no mankinis.
Cheers, Shane.